Welcome to Wednesday. This is CNN Student News. We're going to get things started today with different forms of extreme weather. First up, fire. This one in California has burned more than 30,000 acres, but firefighters have it around 60% contained, and some people who were told to leave their homes because of the fire have been allowed to go back. Different story with this blaze in the mountains of New Mexico. It's only burned around 8,500 acres, so significantly less than California, but it was also less than 10% contained yesterday. From fire now to water, the Mississippi and Missouri rivers have topped their banks in some places, flooding areas along their path. Water has broken through 2 levees, barriers that are designed to hold back floodwaters. This is CNN's Martin Savage. Last August, he was standing in the basin of the Mississippi River near Memphis, Tennessee. It had dried up then because of a severe drought. Now, Martin Savage again, as water from the Mississippi rushes across a road and over his feet. The river has gone up 45 feet in the last 5 months. 101 high school students and 8 chaperones were kicked off a flight from New York to Atlanta. That much both sides can agree on, but the accounts of what led to this happening are where we're getting some very different stories. It happened on an early morning AirTran flight on Monday before the plane left the ground. The airline says the students wouldn't stay seated. Some were using their mobile devices after being asked not to, and when the group wouldn't follow the requests of the flight crew, including the captain, they were asked to leave the plane. One of the chaperones says everyone in the group listened when they were told to sit down and turn off their phones, although some of the students might have had to be told twice. Another chaperone said none of the students were especially loud or disruptive. The opinion of the students and chaperones is that the flight crew overreacted. The airline's view is that the group was violating safety regulations.
Today's first shout out goes out to Mrs. Silvestri's current events class at West Warwick High School in West Warwick, Rhode Island. The dinosaur Triceratops lived during what geologic period? Was it the Cretaceous period, Paleozoic era, Jurassic period, or Pleistocene epoch? You've got 3 seconds. Go. Triceratops are classified under the Cretaceous period, around 65 to 145 million years ago. That's your answer, and that's your shout out.
Triceratops are believed to have been one of the last flightless dinosaurs. When you picture one, you probably think of the 3 horns on its head or that big bone in the back of its skull. A rancher in Wyoming came across a lot more than just that one bone recently. The scientists whom he told about it say it's one of the most complete skeletons ever found of a Triceratops. And it's not just one. 3 of them were found together in one spot. That's interesting too. One researcher says before now, there wasn't much evidence that Triceratops moved in groups. These dinosaurs were plant eaters, but they were targeted by hungry predators like Tyrannosaurus rex. And scientists say the bones indicate that a T-Rex is probably how these 3 Triceratops died. De-extinctioning might not sound scientific, but that's what those who want to do it call it. It's a movement to try to bring back species that humans helped make extinct, like the dodo bird or Tasmanian tiger. It's not known whether people had anything to do with the demise of the woolly mammoth, but a recent discovery in Siberia has brought more weight to the debate over de-extinctioning. The mammoth is so well preserved by ice that some scientists think they might be able to clone it. According to a professor at the University of California, that's one possible way to de-extinct an animal. Cloning takes DNA from extinct animal cells, creates an embryo, and has a similar living animal carry and give birth to it. In the case of the mammoth, they'd probably use an elephant. Scientists tried this with an extinct type of ibex a while back. It died just after it was born, but some are awfully tempted to try again with the mammoth. Kind of brings back a question from Jurassic Park, though. Even if scientists could clone the extinct animal, it's not clear ethically if they should.
As a scientist, I'm conflicted about whether we should or should not bring an extinct species back to life. But it's hard to stop science and to stop progress, in particular when there's something that's this cool and captivating of people's imagination as the opportunity to bring something back to life.
Critics argue that extinct species were meant to be that way for a reason, and some biologists and wildlife experts fear that if we have the ability to clone whatever goes extinct, we won't try very hard to preserve the endangered species and threatened habitats we currently have.
Today's shout-out extra credit goes out to Mr. Shawcroft's classes at North Lake School in Silver Lake, Oregon. What company's founder made the animated cartoon Steamboat Willie? Was it Warner Brothers, Disney, Cartoon Network, or Pixar? Rewind the clock to 3 seconds and go. Steamboat Willie, featuring Mickey Mouse, was created by Walt Disney, as well as a pair of famous parks. That's your answer, and that's your shout-out extra credit.
They say money can't buy happiness, but you're going to need more of it to get into the happiest place on earth. Disney is now charging $95 a ticket to get into Orlando's Magic Kingdom and $92 for Anaheim's Disneyland. And visitors between 3 and 9 years old better have some magic in their piggy banks. They'll need $89 in Florida and $86 in California. This is where I Love You Mom can really help out. The price increase isn't as dramatic as that kiss that woke up Snow White. It's up $6 in Florida and $5 in California. And Disney isn't the only popular resort asking visitors to rub their magic money lamps. Universal Studios just raised their Orlando ticket price to $92. A Disney spokesman calls the company's prices a great value, particularly when you look at the breadth and quality of attractions and entertainment we offer and the special moments guests experience with our cast. But they don't include lunch, and a Magic Kingdom cheeseburger can set you back $14. Bottom line, Disney's getting more expensive. There are discounts available for multi-day passes and membership rewards, but without a little planning and saving for a trip there, getting through Disney's gate could turn your carriage into a pumpkin. All right, when Teresa Goins worked with juvenile offenders, she saw how hard it was for some of them to get jobs. She started a program that offers at-risk young people professional training, then gives them an opportunity to put those skills to work. It's why she's a CNN hero.
I used to get into trouble. I was selling drugs.
There was domestic violence in my home. I didn't see a future for myself.
Once I had a record, I felt like I was going to be able to get a job. All right, well, I'll just go back to doing what I used to do.
You guys are the ones that know better than anybody. You're the ones that have to change. I worked as a juvenile corrections officer. Often the young people would get out ready to start a new life. We put them back in the exact same environment and they would come back to jail. Witnessing that over and over, I could not do something about it. I'm Teresa Goins. I started the Old School Cafe, a supper club run by at-risk youth that gives them the skills and the opportunity to change their lives.
Everybody needs to be paying attention. Dayani's going to start off serving.
Our program provides 4 months of hands-on training.
This is when you could say, oh, excuse my reach.
Our model here is jump in and learn. If they complete that successfully, they get a chance to apply for an employee position. So we're excited to have you on the team and really proud of you.
We do the hiring, we do the firing, we do reviews. You know what it means to have a sense of urgency. You're a team player.
I want them to keep rising up in leadership and management. Theme of the restaurant's the 20s, 40s Harlem Renaissance. I see my role as being support staff.
I used to just make top ramen and grilled cheese, and now I'm cooking everything on the menu.
There's a lot of opportunity. I know this will help me stay out of trouble.
The core of it is giving them hope.
I'm going to be my own boss.
I'm going to be an entrepreneur.
I'm going to be successful.
Once that light goes on, whatever they do, they're on their way to fly.
In football, a long snapper really just has one job. Apparently, Zach Smith was looking for more of a challenge. Cross-court shots or snaps are one thing, but how about through both windows of a car and knocking over one of your friends? On the football field, a long snapper has to get the ball back less than 20 yards. This is farther. In the fall, Zach will take his talents from YouTube to USC. The move to college ball can be a rough transition, but for Zach, it'll probably be a snap. Who knows, maybe he'll go from being an online sensation to an O-line sensation, assuming the Stars O-line. We're having a ball with these puns, but it's time for us to take a hike. Just 2 shows left in the school year. We hope you'll join us for the first one of those tomorrow. Have a great day.